Let's begin. So I invite you to go ahead and find your nice tall spine wherever you are. And usually that means coming away from the back of the chair. Your feet are firmly on the floor, your knees are at right angles. This is so you feel firmly grounded to begin. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. Otherwise, just find a little spot on the floor in front of you that you can focus on with a soft gaze while we begin to settle. So beginning with a few deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Just coming into this time and space and your body. So releasing that technique or continuing for a few more cycles, if you like, taking a little bit of a body scan, checking in with your jaw. You've been doing a lot of running around this morning. Teeth might be a little bit clenched, so relax the jaw. And if you've had a busy morning already, softening that space between the eyebrows and softening the whole face. How are the shoulders feeling? Anything else that your body is telling you? It seems to be a little louder in the winter time, if you've noticed. We'll take our time warming up. So bringing your hands to prayer in front of your heart. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, focus can be in the form of a prayer, an offering, a goal. Just take a breath or two and consider what that might be for you this morning. On your next inhale, raise your thumbs to that space between your eyebrows. Plant your seed. On the exhale, straighten the elbows and send it up. Inhaling here and exhaling, hands to heart. And gently open your eyes. All right, let's work top down. So let's get into those necks. It's always an issue with the neck. So very gently, send the right ear over to the right shoulder. Nice and gentle. You can even extend the left arm down beside you. Winds up accessing a little more space to open up. Just breathing in to that poor, tired, overworked neck. Nice. And you can reset your hand and gently float your neck back up to center. And then left ear, left shoulder, nice and easy. Never know what's going to be revealed one side to the other. And if you extended the hand on the other side, do so here. And just a reminder, nothing we do today should hurt. If you get some good sensation, great. Anything is a sharp pain, not so great. Just back off that a little bit and always feel free to take a break. yoga class is about what serves you. And bring the hand back, bring the head back. Slowly track your chin towards the ceiling. Relaxing the shoulders, keeping the heart nice and open. And breathing. And slowly floating the chin back down to neutral. And then letting it gently sink down to the chest, opening up the back of the neck. If you like, you can interlace your fingers behind your head. Let your elbows fall forward and just allow simply the weight of your elbows to maybe create a little more opening in the back of the neck, but definitely don't pull. But you may begin to feel this sensation at the middle of the top of the back. And float the head back up and release. Alrighty. Right hand, just it can be either be down beside you. I think it always helps to hold on to something so you can hold on to the leg or the seat. Inhaling up with the left, your palm is facing inward. And exhale, taking it over. So keeping the heart open as though you're almost rotating towards the ceiling. Really open up the left side of the body. And breathe. And inhaling up slowly, float that hand down to the right knee. The right hand goes behind, maybe holds onto the back of the chair for a gentle twist. Inhale first in neutral. Exhale, begin to turn to the right, using your hand on your knee to gently turn your shoulders, beginning to feel that twist. If your neck is okay, turn and look over your right shoulder. Sometimes when we go into twist, we have a tendency to stop breathing, so make sure you are breathing. And let's bring the head back around first, then releasing the hands and coming back to neutral. So left hand down to the side of the chair or the bottom of the chair, inhaling up with the right, exhaling, taking it over. Keeping that heart open, feeling that beautiful opening on the right side of the body. And breathe. And inhaling up. And we're going to float this hand down to the left knee. Other hand at the back of the chair. We're going to inhale up to grow the spine. Exhale, begin to turn gently to the left. Using that hand for leverage to turn the shoulders. Maybe looking over the left shoulder. And bringing the head back around and releasing everything. So we're going to neutralize that twist with a gentle forward fold. So take your knees about twice hips width. On your inhale, grow your spine again. On your exhale, leading with your heart as though you're aiming for the wall in front of you, coming down between your knees, just letting it sink gently, then releasing the head. Should be a nice opening along the lower back. It opens up the entire spine. And even scrunched, make sure you're breathing. Then using your hands on your knees to gently push yourself back up. Coming back to neutral. So we're going to go to standing. Now you can leave your chair in front of you if you like. I'm going to, place it, trying to think of the easiest way for you to be able to see it and see me. Let me just go ahead and put this in front. I think it'll still work. All right. Let's get into the back of the legs to start. So with your hands on the back of your chair, just walk your feet away as your torso comes down in line with the floor. So trying to get low enough so that your torso is almost in line, you're supported with your hands, and then just allow your heart and your head to sink. Again, this is nothing that should cause you some sharp pain, but this is a deep opening in the shoulders. So taking it easy here, then really pressing down through the heels to begin to open up the backs of the legs. And then bring your head back up in line with your arms. Walk back up to the chair. So I'm going to be moving the chair around so that I'm not blocked. You keep your chair where it is. But now I'd like you to stand in front of your chair. And let's go ahead and stand on one leg. And let's place the other foot on the chair. I'm going to open up the hips just a little bit here, as well as getting into the shoulders. Make sure you feel nice and stable. Nice. Raising the arms parallel with the floor. Palms are facing up. Elbows are soft. So if my right leg is on the chair, I'm going to begin with my left arm. If the left leg is on the chair, I'm going to start with the other one. So starting with the opposite arm, let's open up. And this is going to begin a very gentle twist. You can follow it with your eyes or keep your head neutral because it's a little bit of a balance. This begins to open up the hips as you might be feeling, as well as the shoulders. And breathe. Beautiful. And let's bring that arm back around to the front. And now, same arm, same leg, the other way. You won't go as deeply this way, but begin to open up. And again, feel free to keep your head straight ahead. Or if you're feeling frisky, try to follow your hand with your eyes. It's definitely a challenge to balance. And breathe. And back around to the front. It's just reaching up just to release any tension we've created in the shoulders. And bring hands back down to your hips. And gently step off with that leg. And now the other side. So standing firmly with the leg you're going to be standing on. And raise the other leg up. Nice. Arms again come out parallel to the floor, palms up, elbows are soft. So we're going to start with the opposite arm to the leg that's on the chair. So nice and slow, we begin to open up. And breathe. Coming back around. And now, same arm, same leg, opening up. This is the deeper twist. And breathe. So, as you can tell, it's definitely a balance pose. There's all kinds of like movement going on to keep you upright. It's good stuff. Really working the hip stabilizers. And coming back around. And let's just reach up. Float the hands back down to the hips. And retract that foot. We're just going to take a gentle little forward fold again, almost like a down dog. So this time, place your hands on the seat of the chair and walking back. Coming close to parallel with the floor. And now sending the heart towards the legs, letting the head come down between the arms. So this is deeper than we were before. And it's getting into the backs of the legs and the backs of the hips a little bit more. And now I'm going to begin to come up, walking toward the chair. Hands on my hips and coming back to stand. So let's take some warrior poses and feel free to keep the chair in front of you facing away for balance if you like. So let's take our feet wide. Right now, my feet are facing forward, and let's turn the left toes out, facing the wall in front of you. Let's bring the hips back to neutral. Pull the belly into the spine. That just keeps us nice and upright. When you're ready, inhale the arms open. Palms can be up or down. Exhale, bending into that front knee. Seeing how Warrior Two feels on a cold morning. So there's one person I can't see, so do make sure that the knee is not going past the ankle. We want to keep the joints stacked, so just do those little fixes yourself. And feel free to make adjustments in this stance. What feels good? And let's add some movement. On the inhale, let's straighten that knee, bring arms overhead, cross, and as they move back down to parallel, bending back into that knee. If you want to play with some balance, following that front hand, inhale with your eyes. Exhale, floating back down. So take about 3 more of these with your breath. And we will meet in Warrior Two after your third one. Don't rush. Beautiful, beautiful. So release the back of the front forearm to the front knee. Palm is facing up. The rear arm can go vertical, but if the shoulder hurts, feel free to tuck it behind you. If your shoulder's good, another option is to take it over your ear. Now, one thing that's very tempting to do in this pose is to throw all of the weight onto that front forearm, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. So we don't actually want much weight there. We want the legs and the core to carry this. So just to get an idea, take all of the weight out of that front arm. Whoa, different, right? Put a little bit back, but your legs and your core are going to be a lot more active here. And breathe. Beautiful. On your inhale, you're going to straighten that front knee, windmill your arms, reaching up with that front arm, following it with your eyes. Reach, 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 reach. Breathe. And your next exhale, float down and find your old friend, warrior two. Beautiful. Let's straighten that front knee. We're going to reach forward with the arms. We're going to send the hips to the back wall and then pure side bend down. That hand comes somewhere. It shouldn't rest on your knee. So above or on your shin or a block. Let's circle that rear arm forward and go vertical. And again, if this hurts the shoulder, tuck it behind you. If your shoulder's okay, you can add some movement here. So some slow arm circles. Allow the arm to bend. Really, really getting into the shoulders. Nice. And gently reverse. And then either take it vertical again or tucked behind you. Beautiful triangle. On your next inhale, use your legs, use the front of your core to raise yourself back up. Windmill those arms again. Reach. On your exhale, find your warrior two. Beautiful. And let's bring both feet back to parallel. Let's turn the other toes out. Bring hips to neutral, pull the belly in, nice straight line here. Inhale, the arms open. And exhale, bending into the right leg. So again, checking to see that the knee's not going past the ankle. And that's just to protect the joints. Making any movements, adjustments that you need to make to find some comfort in your warrior two. And make sure you're breathing. So we're going to add that movement again. So as we straighten our leg on the inhale, arms come up and cross. And as they begin to float back to parallel, exhale, finding your warrior two. And inhale up. And exhale, warrior two. And again, following that front hand if you want to challenge your balance. Take about 3 more of these with your breath. And we'll meet in warrior two. And releasing that front forearm to the knee. Rear arm goes vertical. This shoulder may feel different, so please feel free to tuck it. Also feel free to bring it over your ear. There's always a lot of options. Just find out what feels good. And if it doesn't, don't do it. And let's challenge, as I'm doing right now, throwing most of my weight into that front arm. taking all the weight out of there, noticing how it really charges up the legs and the core, and then you can put a little bit back. Nice, and breathe. Beautiful efforts, beautiful. On the next inhale, we're going to straighten that leg, windmill the arms, opening up the right side of the body. And on your exhale, finding your warrior two again. Straightening that front leg, moving into triangle. So reaching forward with the arms, hips going opposite direction. Pure side bend down. Circle that rear arm forward and up. And again, check in with that shoulder. Always feel free to tuck it behind you. And we're going to add our movement. So if your shoulder's okay with it, just begin those nice slow circles again. Breathe. And reverse. And either vertical or tucked behind you, maybe looking up at that hand. And then using your legs and your core, windmilling yourself back up, reopening up that right side of the body. Exhale, floating back down to warrior two. Beautiful. And resetting the feet. So we're going to take a forward fold. You can feel free to put the back of the chair in front of you. And let's begin with either your hands on the chair or on your hips. But let's inhale first in neutral, growing the spine. On the exhale, hinging from the hips, leading with the heart pointed to the opposite wall, folding forward. Your hands can come to your knees. You can clasp fingers behind you. You can keep them on your chair, but release your head. And if your hands are behind you, as long as your shoulders agree, can interlace fingers and bring them over. It's going to take you a little bit deeper. Again, you and your shoulders have to be on the same page with this. And breathe. And if you took this little umbrella, take your hands back there. Back to your hips, or keep them on the back of your chair. On your inhale, use the backs of your legs to bring you up nice and slow. Nice. And heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Back to center. Shake it out. So we're going to take warrior one. So feel free to have the chair beside you. And let's say if the chair is here, I'm going to stand left, come up onto the ball mounds of the right foot, and then take it back. So make sure I actually have width, not just length between my feet, but width, as though they're on narrow railroad tracks. Put your hands on your hips to rotate them forward. So this always feels like a very odd stance, but we want our hips facing forward. Inhale the arms up. Feel free to keep one on the chair if you'd like. And then exhale, bending into that left knee. And then we begin to refine this pose. So feel free to lengthen it, shorten it, make it narrower or wider so that it's comfortable. And then let's keep pulling that front hip back and that rear hip forward so that they're both pointed forward. And breathe. If this is uncomfortable with the shoulders, you can bring hands to prayer. And then let's challenge our core a little bit. So whether your hands are at prayer or overhead, inhale, growing nice and tall. On the exhale, hinging from the hips, coming forward. On the inhale, coming back up. On the exhale, let's pull the belly in towards the spine as we go down. Really protects the core and especially the low back. Add stability. Inhale, coming up. And one more. Exhale, coming down. And inhale up. Beautiful. Bring hands to your hips. And then shorten your stance. So heel toe, that back foot forward a little bit more. Now you've got maybe 3 feet between you. You still have width. Hands on the hips. Front hip still goes back, rear hip forward. Going to move into pyramid. So clasping elbows behind. Let's inhale up the front of the body, opening up the front of the spine, front of the neck. And as we exhale, we're going to hinge from the hips. And again, leading with the heart, folding forward. So keeping that front leg pulled into you as instead of letting it surge forward, really get into the side and the back of that front leg. So keep that back leg nice and strong. And for stability, you can imagine squeezing your legs toward each other. That will also tighten your core and give you more stability. Finding some ease here. And then on your inhale, coming up slowly. Hands on your hips. Come up onto the ball mound of that rear leg, pressing off, rear leg meets the front leg. Again, I'm going to turn this around so that you can see what I'm doing. I don't think you have to move what you're doing. So this time, standing on our right leg. Taking the left leg back. 3, 4, 5 feet. Make sure you got your little narrow railroad track so you're not on a balance beam. Both hips are forward. Beautiful. Inhale those arms up. And exhale, bending into that front knee. And same thing here as we did with Warrior 2. Make sure that knee is not going past the ankle. You can either take the stance longer or simply don't bend as deeply. And remember the option, prayer hands if you'd like. And breathe. So this side may feel very, very different. So we're going to add that movement. So whether your hands are at prayer or overhead, we're going to inhale, growing nice and tall. Exhale, we're going to hinge forward, belly to spine on the exhale. Inhale, back up. And exhale, fold. Inhale up. And one more. Exhale, fold. And inhale back up. Nice. Bring hands to hips. Shorten that stance. Keep those railroad tracks. And again, let's realign the hips. So pull that front hip back. Grasp elbows behind you. Inhaling up the front of the body. And as we exhale, let's pull that front hip down as we go, leading with the heart. Again, keeping those legs pulled toward each other will keep that back leg active and give you more stability. And breathe. And on your inhale, use your legs to pull yourself back up, nice and slow. Release hands to hips. Come up onto the ball mound of that rear foot, press off, and come back. Wiggle and shake. So we're going to take a little standing sun salutation. So let's bring hands to prayer. And on the inhale, circle, sweep the arm, get into those shoulders, reach. Exhale, diving forward, leading with the heart. Your hands come to rest on anything but your knees, thighs, shins, floor. Release the head. Inhale, come up halfway. Press the palms against the shins to really lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Nod your head. So we're going to hold this for a few breaths. Always feel free to grab a chair if you feel a little wobbly. If you want to deepen this stretch, you can clasp elbows. That's going to take you a little deeper into it. Just an option. And make sure you are breathing. Then remove those elbows, bring hands to prayer. On the inhale, using the backs of your legs, come up slowly, circle, sweep the arms, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Closing your eyes for a moment, just noticing sensations in your body. Earnest beating of your heart. Deep natural flow of your breath. You've done all that. And open your eyes. So we're going to come to a seat. Like we did before, about halfway back in the seat. Bring knees again to right angles. So we're going to get into those hips. So let's bring the left ankle to the right knee. You know, you sit in this position all the time, right? Then let's flex that front foot. So pull, or the top foot, bring the toes back towards the shins. And you're going to feel more sensation here. So this may be intense enough. This really opens up the side and the back of the hip. If you need more, you can try various degrees of a forward fold. So if you're going to do that, let's first lengthen the spine and then begin to fold from the hips, again, leading with the heart. Rounding the back is not going to get into the hips. So even if you only go forward an inch, you may feel it much more intensely in your hips. Find a place where you get some good sensation, but not pain, and then settle in there. This part of the hip, top of the IT band, outside of the leg, gets very, very, very tight, particularly in athletes. So make sure you're breathing. And inhale, coming up slowly. We're going to add a twist here. So right hand to that left knee, the other hand behind you. Hold on to the back of the chair or the back of the side. Let's inhale, grow tall. And exhale, begin to turn to the left. Maybe look over the left shoulder. Keep that spine tall, keep the heart open, and relax the shoulders. Couple deep breaths here. And let's unwind with the head first. Then release your hands, bring your body back to neutral, and reset that foot. And other side, right ankle, left knee. Flex that right foot. Find your tall spine again. This side can feel markedly different. If you took a little bit of a forward fold on the other side, you want to give it a try here, but again, no expectations. We're very different one side of the body to the next. So let's inhale, grow long. Exhale, leading with the heart, hinging from the hips, resisting rounding. Rounding, our head will get lower, but we're not going to access this part that we're trying to access. Find a spot where you can settle in. And breathe into those very sticky areas, very sticky, tight areas. As though the breath is creating more space and softening all of those tissues. Beautiful work. And inhale, coming back up. Take the left hand to the right knee, other hand behind you. Inhale, grow long. And exhale, turn to the right. Keep that breath moving. Bring the head back around to neutral. Release the hands. Release the foot. So one more forward fold before we have our rest. So taking the feet wide again. Let's scoot back on the chair a little bit more so you don't go toppling head first. Let's inhale. Let's grow that spine again. Exhale, folding forward from the hips. Letting the torso, heart, and the head sink down between the knees. and release the head. And breathe into the whole back body here. And bringing your hands up to your knees, pressing into your hands to bring yourself back up. And I invite you to find whatever position you take for Shavasana. If you normally go to the floor, take your time, go to the floor. I'm going to stay in the chair and simply this time go ahead and lean back, adjust my feet so they're nice and comfortable. My hands can hang at the sides, they can rest at the top of my legs, whatever position you normally take for rest. And then close your eyes or simply maintain a soft gaze. And to settle in and release everything here, let's take in a deep inhale from the low belly all the way up. And now open your mouth and let it whoosh out. And now you know what that feels like. Let's do it again. Deep, full inhale up. Open your mouth and let the exhale whoosh out. And just tuning again into the movement of the breath. And noting all those sensations in your body, maybe little tingles, little warmth. And just a few moments of quiet here. And deepen your breathing just a little bit more. And waking up fingers and toes. Feel free to take a big stretch. And then on your time, bring yourself back up to beautiful tall spine again. Beautiful open heart. And bring hands to prayer. I wish you all peace, joy, love, and light. The light in me honors the light in each one of you. Namaste.